Hey, Specca Scholars. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you find the unit rate. Now, the unit rate not only is important because you have to know it in the sixth grade curriculum, but when you do go shopping on the shelves, right, you can buy these specific items, but there's this tag there. And this tag tells you how much you pay per ounce of whatever you buy. So I'm going to show you an example of something of what I'm talking about. So in my hand, I have Campbell's Creamy Tomato Soup. Now, if you look on the container, I don't know if you guys can see it, okay? There is 15.4 ounces in this tomato soup. And I want to figure out how much 1 ounce of the tomato soup or creamy tomato soup in the Campbell's container is going to cost me. So, in order to figure out how much one item costs me, I'm going to take 15.4 and I'm going to divide it to figure out how much I'm going to pay per ounce. So if this whole can costs me $3.25, I'm going to take $3.25, which is the total, and I'm going to divide it by the number of ounces that are in the tomato soup to figure out how much I'm going to pay per ounce, each ounce, every ounce. So again, I take the total amount that I pay for this, and I divide it by the number of ounces to figure out how much 1 ounce of this tomato soup will be costing me. So let's go into this a little bit farther and let's apply it to what we need to understand, because it's not only something you need to know in the sixth grade math, but you need to know this when you go shopping, for example, in the stores. So first of all, what is a unit rate? A unit rate is part of a rate that is being compared to one. So a unit rate is telling you how much one item is, or for example, how much 1 ounce of this tomato soup is going to cost you. So you're going to always use division as the operation. When you see the word each, every, per, it means 1 in green. Now, there are 4 steps that are in purple on finding the unit rate. First, we're going to annotate the keywords. The second is we're going to label the units. What are the 2 things we're comparing? So in this example here of the tomato soup, we are comparing the total cost and the ounces. So the cost and the ounces are the 2 items or 2 units I'm comparing. And then we're going to substitute the numbers in the correct spot of the fraction, whether they're the numerator or the denominator, put them in the correct spot. And then we're going to divide to figure out how much one item costs. So let's look at the example in orange. It says, Miss Canella earned $85 for 10 hours of work. How much money will she earn each, every, and per hour? So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to annotate the key words or numbers in here. So I know that 85 cents is important. I know that we're having 10 hours of work, and I want to know how much money will she earn for each, every, per hour. So right away when I say each, every, and per hour, I'm finding the unit rate. So I did one, I annotated. Okay, I'm going to now label the units. What are the 2 things I'm comparing? I'm comparing her cost over the number of hours she works. Those are the 2 items I'm comparing. Now, for argument's sake, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to show you this. I'm comparing cost to the number of hours that she works. This is number 2. I'm labeling the units. I read the problem, which is step 1. And now I'm going to label the units, which is step number 2. So I'm going to actually label it. This is part 1. I identified, right? I annotated. And part 2 now is here. I'm setting up the labels. Now, when I move on to part 3, okay, I'm going to use another color. I'm going to use pink now. I'm going to substitute, as it says in number 3, the numbers in the correct fraction. Well, the numerator is the cost. So the cost, or the total amount, is going to be $85. I have to match it up. Cost, numerator, 85. Now, the number of hours she worked in the word problem say 10. So 10 goes on the denominator or the bottom. That is step 3. I take my labeling and I substitute the numbers in the numerator and denominator. That's step 3. Step 4 says divide, because when you find the unit rate, you are dividing how much is going to cost you. So I'm going to turn this into a division problem. So 10 is on the outside, and I'm dividing by $85. That's what I have to divide by. Now, I know 85 is a decimal. I'm going to make it 0.00. Now I'm going to divide and using the divide, the multiply, the subtract, and the bring down method. So drink for D, divide, my, multiply, Starbucks, subtract, B, bring down. That's the order I'm going to divide in. So now let's do the division to figure out how much 1 ounce is going to cost. 10 does not go into 8. I'm going to put the dollar sign. I'm going to put a 0. But 10 goes into 85 8 times because 8 times 10 is 80. When I subtract now 85 from 80, I get 5. I'm going to bring up the decimal point, and I am going to bring down the 0. I know that 10 goes into 55 times. Why? Because 5 times 10 is 50. I subtract 50 from 50, I get 0. Last step is I bring down. I know that 10 goes into 0 10 times. So now, each hour of work, she is going to make $8.50. So I'm going to write that down over here. I'm going to write in orange, answer. Answer. Each hour of work, Miss Canella will earn $8.50. Again, when you find the unit rate, you are going to be dividing. So I'm going to write up over here that when you find the unit rate, guys, you are going to be dividing. Let me just go finish that up for you. You are going to divide. Unit rate means division. Okay, I can't stress that enough. Unit rate means you're going to divide. You're dividing the total by the number that you have to figure out. And I hope that that, guys, has helped you. Remember to follow the 4 steps and you should be good to go. Have a great day.